Hi guys, welcome to this short video. I am doing this video simply because I want to do a short revision with you guys, and I also want to inform on a couple things before you guys go for your test 2, which should be next week. So this is COM1110 English Communication Skills for January 2020. Okay, how are you guys doing? How are you coping? I hope that you guys are doing okay despite having to be in a quarantine. I hope you guys are in the best of health. But even though that we are all in our own space, but I really do hope that you guys are keeping up with your assignments and also tests. So I'm just gonna go jump right straight into our test because that's why we're here, right? Okay, so what we're gonna achieve today is that number one, I want to talk about your test 2, which is 10%. I want to talk about the structure on what is coming out and how will it look like. So I'll be talking about that. And not only that, I'll also be talking about plagiarism, which is a very, very important one because our test 2 is an open book test. Secondly, today, I also want to give you a briefing or just a very short one regarding your oral presentation. All right, let's get into this. So for your test 2, it's 10% of your course marks. It will be held next week, week 12, on a Monday, 6th of April 2020 from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now, the reason why I choose Monday because Monday we have class to be scheduled. Therefore, I am expecting you to free your schedule, make yourself available because you should be available only during that time. Okay, now this is very much could be quite an issue because maybe some of you guys do not have good internet connection, or you don't have the necessary if you don't have enough computers, or if you don't have necessary materials, or what I mean like devices to prepare for you guys to do an online test. Please make sure that you email me. Okay, so this is very crucial. Make sure that you guys email me, and then we'll try and figure out, and I'll send you an email. You too have to do the test, but I'm gonna give you a bit of instruction, so make sure that email to me. For now on, I only receive one email from one student. So I'm assuming that the rest of the students, the rest of COM1110, these people who are enrolled in this course are available to do the test here. Okay, this is very, very important. This is 10% of your marks. Okay. So as you can see here, in order for you to go to do the test, you have to click on your Blackboard. Once you click on your Blackboard, you should have something that have like this kind of interface. Then you click on content. I would strongly recommend you to open using your computer. Please use the computer, because if you use there will be a lot of writings. It will 100% be a writing. There's no MCQ question, no short answer, everything is writing. Therefore, it will be even better for you to have a computer. All right, now click on content. Once you have opened your Blackboard, click on content and then click on week 12. You will see this here on top here. You cannot see it now because I hide it from you guys. This will automatically be available on Monday 2 p.m. Alright, so it's not available in your Blackboard now. It will be, however, available at 2 p.m. on a Monday. Okay, so Monday 2 p.m. hide yourself from people. Go into your room, open your laptop, click on your Blackboard, and then open this, so that open in folder week 12 so that you can see this and do your test. If you have finished early, please click submit and you're good to go. Okay, alright, so about your test 2, again, I just want to remind you that it will be on a Monday, 6th of April 2020, sharp at 2 p.m. And remember, when it comes to technology, it's very accurate, but it means that at 4 p.m. sharp, the blackboard will be unavailable. Okay, so it will close automatically at 4 p.m. Therefore, make sure you give a bit of a time so that you can save your answer, so that you can get it. All right, sharp 4 p.m. it will be closed. Therefore, please make sure that you have enough time, and make sure that you organize your time very, very properly so that you can do the test. You can submit your test before 4 p.m. Now, I understand you might have problems with your internet and so on, so make sure that you finish early so that you can submit it on time. To be completely honest, this test is only supposed to be done within 1 hour and 30 minutes. However, I was, I hope that I can give you enough time, extra 30 minutes, so that we can give a bit of a time for your internet to work on your favor. Alright? So I'm sorry if 4 p.m. you did not submit, the answers will not be submitted. That's how it is. Okay? It is also password protected in a way that right now you can open it because only I have the password. Sharp at 2 p.m. I will be giving you an announcement on the password. Okay, I will give you an announcement on Blackboard sharp at 2 p.m. together with the password. Open the password, then only you can see the question. Okay, so as for the test, it's an online test, therefore I make it as an open book test. What does it mean by open book test? It means that you are allowed to refer to external sources. You're allowed to refer to your book, to your slides, to your material, to the internet, anything, as long as you do not plagiarize. Now, I'll be talking in details about plagiarize in a bit. It sounds very easy, isn't it? Oh, you can use the internet, you can look at the internet, you can look up for the answers on the internet. But really, is it really that easy? I'm going to talk about it in a bit. Okay, so let's firstly talk about the structure of your test. Now, your test, there are 2 questions. You have to answer both questions. Question 1 and also question 2. So for question 1, it's very straightforward. It's about email and it is 25 marks for it. Whereas for question 2, it's a graph. And in that graph, you have to answer 3 parts. A, B, and C. Please answer all questions. Okay, so everything here you have learned in class. However, today I will gracefully recap again so that you can remember and you can get higher marks for your test too. Okay, so now let's move on to the first part, which is the structure and format of an email. So when it comes to the test on Monday, please make sure that you follow this format. Okay, so we have, as I mentioned, 5, 5, 1, 5. You need from, date, to, CC, subject, dear sir or madam, miss, Mr., Mrs., doctor, or that person's name. The first paragraph should be your greetings, your introduction, and why you're writing this email. Then, in your message, depending on how many tasks that I ask you to do for your test, make sure that you break it up into different paragraphs. Okay, different paragraphs. Make it into in different paragraphs. Then you need a closing. Closing is very simple. All you have to do is just write this sentence here. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Then you do your leave taking, sincerely, comma, or yours sincerely, comma. Then you give your signature. Signature in email, please remember, is not your actual signature, but you have to give your full name, your position, and also your contact detail, contact information if you feel that it's necessary. Okay? Because this is an open book test, therefore I'm expecting everyone to do well in terms of formatting. But if you do a slight bit of a mistake, I will penalize you because this is an open book test. It's very easy for you. Okay, remember, when it comes to email addresses, make sure that it's professional, it symbolizes or it indicates the affiliation, the company that you're working for. Okay, as for subject, make sure that it's not too simple. Make sure that it's showing a bit of information about what are the things that you want to talk about, and do not make it into caps lock or capitalize. Okay, only capitalize the first word of the first letter of each word. Okay, for salutation, you go back and refer to the question paper. So if the question paper states any kind of name, use that person's name. All right? And as I mentioned in introduction, always introduce yourself. Now, this one does not just go into your test, final exam, or anything. I want you to apply this knowledge into your real life as well. Okay? When you are emailing to anybody, a staff, a teacher, a friend, anyone, a company, please do not forget to introduce yourself. Now, name is not just suffice, okay? You need more details. Which subject are you from? Are you from COM1110? Are you from Design Thinking course? Are you from ENL 101? I have so many classes, and for God's sake, I do not know everyone's name, okay? So please make sure that you introduce yourself, give that person an a bit of introduction to it. And for objective, please tell us using these kind of phrases, which are awesome. All you have to do is just copy it. Okay, I'm writing you to blah 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 blah. Okay, as I mentioned, when it comes to message, please break it up according to different paragraph depending on the task that we gave you. Okay, closing and also leave taking. All right, so please follow this structure or this format for your email in your test. Now, moving forward to the second question, which is about interpreting graph and also charts. So when it comes to interpreting your graph and chart, it's very straightforward. You don't have to do in different paragraphs, so it's awesome. But you have to do different sentences. So for each part, please give the sentences according to the questions. Okay, like from here, write 3 general trends from the table. I'm using the same example that I gave you guys in the class because it's easier and you guys done it in class. I'm just merely recapping again so that it's fresh in your mind on what you should do. Let's take a look at this example here. I give you a table, right? And the table has 2 different countries. We have Australia, we also have New Zealand. And we're looking at the 3 different categories here. We have area, we have population, and also we have GDP per head. Okay, so from this, you can easily derive a lot of details, a lot of information. For the first part, you have to write 3 general trends. Now, let's take a look into how you can write the 3 general trends. First and foremost, when it comes to general trends, I want 3 different ones, therefore 3 separate sentences. Okay, 3 different sentences. Make sure all of those sentences are grammatically correct. When I say grammatically correct, what does it mean? It means that it is a subject, it is a verb, and also an object or an idea. Well, how do you make general trends? When it comes to general trends, make sure that you make something that is very, very general. It does not show or does not indicate or does not derive any specific data or number from the table. So, for example, here, I want to compare the area of Australia and also New Zealand, which is the first row here. We have Australia 7.6 million and New Zealand is 272,000 kilometer per square. Okay, so here if we divide 7.6 million with 270,000, and you will get almost 29 or 28, something like that. So basically, approximately. Therefore, I'm very careful with my words. So I say Australia is approximately how many times bigger? 30 times larger than New Zealand. Okay, so I want you to use a bit of a general words like larger, smaller, bigger than, shorter than. Okay, but to make it even better, if you can use words like substantially, significantly. Okay, those are very, very wonderful words. I don't want to teach you very directly because I taught you guys, I think, in week 8. So make sure you go and look at those slides. Look at how you can use words that can help you to make you have higher marks in terms of language. Okay. So general trend is trend that does not derive any specific number or data from the chart. Rather, you just look at it in a more general perspective. Okay, so you guys have done it in class, and this should be very easy for you guys. Okay, now secondly, let's have a look into specific trends. Now, when it comes to specific trends, it's in contrast to the one before, which is general trend. And in specific trends, I want you to take these numbers, derive this number, and put it into sentences. Now, have a look at here. When it comes to specific trends, I need you to write 3 different ones. Therefore, you need to write 3 grammatically correct sentences. Alright, let's take a look at the first one. This is evident from the table, which illustrates that New Zealand is 272,000 kilometers per square, whereas Australia is 7.6 million kilometers per square. So all of this information, all of these specific details, I take it from the table. Okay, so make sure if you want to do specific trend, make sure it's using the number that is available in the table only. All right, please remember, when it comes to general and also specific trends, you're not allowed to give your own personal opinion. For example, you want to say why Australia has bigger population, 2.5 million, as compared to New Zealand 4.3 million, which is their specific trend, because suddenly you want to put your information about it. You want to seem that you know things, because in New Zealand there are more cows than human beings. Even though that it might be correct, it could be a fact, but you're not allowed to put it in the answers. Why? Because it's not derived from the table. Okay, make sure every information is derived merely from the chart or from the graph that is given to you. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is something that you've done in class. You should be able to do it in the test as well. Therefore, it's very, very easy. Okay, in my whole life of teaching COM1110, this is quite an easy task for you guys. Therefore, please score for your test too. Okay, now I want to talk about concluding sentence. Now, if we go back to what I taught you guys, concluding sentence is the first sentence from the concluding paragraph. Therefore, what concluding sentence did is basically to restate back the main idea from the graph. So basically here, if you can say it, if we look at this, Australia and New Zealand, overall, in terms of number, in terms of area, population, and GDP, Australia are more in all of the following criteria as compared to New Zealand. So basically, you're giving like a short summary of whatever that you guys have presented before. Now, this could be quite a challenge, but you can do it. Okay, if you want to do, or if you want to know more about concluding sentence, please refer back to my slides or my class in week 8's folder. I think week 8 or week 7, the one that I taught you guys about different types of graphs and stuff. So you should be able to do it as well. So for concluding sentence, I'm going to mention one more time. Concluding sentence, if you go back to here, it's the first sentence of your conclusion paragraph. It's basically a summary of the main idea or the main trends, everything that you mentioned in your main body paragraph. Sometimes it can also reflect the general sentence of the graph as well. Okay, so that's it for test 2. Right, as I mentioned, when it comes to test 2, I have tenses. So I'm going to recap back again on tenses. When you want to deal with something that is in present, you can use simple present tense. For example, if you can see that it relates to time, 2020, you want to tell it it's a fact in present, you can use simple present tense. However, if the chart or the graph is looking at something that happened in the past, please use simple past tense. If you want to show that there is a connection between the past and the present, you can use present perfect tense. Have been, okay, have looked, things like that. Okay? Now, I want to highlight on the most important thing about your test 2 because this is an open book test. When it comes to open book tests, you have all of the information, all of the access on the internet, which is awesome, right? But we want to make sure that you are not committing plagiarism. What's a plagiarism? Plagiarism is when you try to make someone else's work as if it's your own work. You're copying word by word from the internet and put it as if that is your answer. It's not allowed. It is a form of academic offense. Okay? So let me firstly brief you on what are plagiarism and what are the examples of plagiarism. Number 1 is when you turn in someone else's work as your own work. So for your test 2, you did not do it. Instead of you did it, you asked your brother, you asked your friend, you asked someone else to do it on your behalf. That is plagiarism. Okay? Number 2 is when you copy words or idea from someone else without giving the credit. So for example, you go online and you look at one website and you think that, oh, this is good, I'm just going to copy this and put it in my test. So you are committing plagiarism. Number 3 is when you fail to put a quotation marks into your quote. You want to quote someone, say this. For example, you found a quote from the Prime Minister and it will say, the Prime Minister of Malaysia mentioned blah, 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 blah. But you don't put quotation mark. Therefore, you are committing plagiarism. Number 4, you refer to one website. And this website said that the number of cases for coronavirus is 50 deaths. And instead of saying 50, you say 100. That is false information. Therefore, you are giving incorrect information. You are doing plagiarism. Okay? And number 5. I think it's 5. You change the words, but you copy the sentence structure with a source without giving credit. So you found a website and you think, oh, this is amazing. So you copy it. And then you change a few words and you think that is your own sentence. It's not. That is plagiarism. Okay? When it comes to looking at someone else's work, you have to understand what that person is saying. Then you go back and you restructure the words. You think back, what can you understand from that article? Put it in a bit of a summary. That is summary or paraphrase. That is your own words, not that person's word. Therefore, that is not plagiarism. So you can do that. You can summarize, you can paraphrase, but you cannot copy word by word or change a few words. That is plagiarism. All right? Okay, copying so many words or idea that it makes up the majority of your work, whether you give credits or not. So some students, they say that, oh, but miss, I put my sources, but you are actually still copying word by word from the sources. And we can know if you are doing plagiarism. How do I know it? Because all of your answers for tests, and I will submit it in Turnitin. What's the Turnitin? Turnitin is it's an application, it's a software actually. It's a software that detects any of the words that you do. If it's similar and from any website, any books, any sources available out there, Turnitin will know. And Turnitin will show you the percentage of similarity. This is what we call similarity index. Okay, so if you have a lot of your similarity index is very high, you will be penalized. So for example, for your test, you get 8 out of 10. But when I put in Turnitin and I see that the similarity index is very high, therefore I must, as an academician, I must divide your marks by 2, therefore your full mark is only 4. Okay, so if you think that we are such a fool for allowing you guys to copy and plagiarize, you are wrong. If we found any similarities and we found it in Turnitin, you will be penalized. Therefore, do not even attempt to copy or plagiarize people. Got it? Okay. So, the next question would be, but Miss, how do you provide citation if you found something online and you feel that this is a very good information that you want to put in your test? You can do it. If you want to do it, you must give me 2 things. Number 1, InText Citation. Number 2 is reference list. Let's firstly talk about InText Citation. How do you do InText Citation? In your essay, in your writing, you have to include where did you get it, the source, which year is the source from, and the summary, which is your own word. You can put summary, you can put paraphrase, you can put your own words, what you understand from the source. Okay, so you also need to use lovely sentences like from the article retrieved from your source, the Times Magazine or New States Times. Which year is it from? 2020. It is found that blah 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 blah. So this blah 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 is a paraphrase or a summary of your own words. If you are found copying word by word from the source, which we will know from the Turnitin, okay, your marks will be deducted. Therefore, please be very, very careful. Next, another example could be, it is mentioned from the source, the year. So when it comes to online newspaper, okay, very likely you need to write a specific date, not just year, but date for newspaper. So newspaper, you have to give us date 12 of March 2020. Then you give your summary or your paraphrase. Okay. Number 2 is you need to give us the reference list. Where did you put your reference list? After you're done with your writing, you make a separate put like a footnote down there. Write us where did you get the sources from. For example, this is the source, the year. Put this word retrieve from and give us the link. Similar to newspaper, New Straits Times. When is it? Which date? And then retrieve from which website? And that's it. Very easy. 2 things that you have to do. First is InText Citation. Second is reference list. That is how you want to avoid from committing plagiarism. Okay? That is very, very serious. So good luck. So again, as I mentioned, if you have any troubles with your internet connection, please make sure that you let me know and email me before tomorrow 11:59 p.m. so that I can give you a separate instructions for your test 2. You will also have to do the test 2 at the same time with your friends, but there will be a separate instructions for you. Right? Please make sure that you email me. If you don't, I will assume that you have an internet connection, stable internet connection. Therefore, you must do the test online in week 12 folder. Okay? So this is very, very, very important for you to email me if you don't have any internet, or else you will be getting 0 for your test 2. Okay, now I want to spare some time to talk about oral presentation. Now you guys have to do your report writing, am I right? From that report writing, you have to give us your oral presentation. Now because we're not sure what's going to happen with us, I have decided for you to do your own oral presentation and then upload it in a Google Drive, so that it's easier for everybody. You don't have to come and meet me face to face, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the due date for your oral presentation is week 14. Okay, it's week 14. It's still going to be 2-3 more weeks. It's going to be on Monday, 20th of April, 11:59 p.m. Please upload each group. Please upload your video presentation on Blackboard week 14 before 11:59 p.m. Okay. Now, how do you do it? First and foremost, every team you are given approximately 10 minutes, depending on how many people you have in your group. Roughly, one student will need to talk about 1.5 minutes up until 2 minutes to present your point. Okay, everybody has to present, and everyone in that group will compile into one single video. So from 1.5 to 2 minutes each person, everybody has to compile in one single video, and then give me just one video and upload it in a Google Drive. Not only that you have to upload that video, you also have to upload the PowerPoint slides that you use. So 2 things that you have to upload in a Google Drive. Number 1, the video. Number 2 is the PowerPoint slides. Okay, make sure you do this before Monday, 20th of April, 11:59 p.m. Is that clear? So you see, this is the Google Drive that I give you, and I have made separate folders for each different group. Okay, so make sure that you upload your video in your respective group. Right? Upload your video and also your PowerPoint slides. Okay, I hope that explains your test 2 and also your oral presentation. I wish you all the best. And if I can say it very frankly, so easy. Okay, so please do well in your test 2. I hope to hear from you next week. Okay, good luck. Thank you for listening to this online class. If you have any problems, please feel free to email me. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Please study. Okay, study. Thank you.